As John mentioned, those American troops head south to the border. One migrant caravan continues pushing north through Mexico. We're now told a second caravan said to be forming in Guatemala near the Honduran border. National correspondent William Lajeunesse is traveling with that first group, more than 7,000 strong, again tonight, and he talks to some of the people engaged in that difficult journey with no guaranteed payoff at the end.
No work, no Medicare, and it's hard for everybody.
Gustavo Dominguez got deported by ICE from a construction job in South Carolina. Giovanni Vargas got deported after a traffic violation. Both are going back.
My boss in California, he speak with me and say, Giovanni, when you come back, I need it in my company. And I say maybe 30 or 35 days, maybe.
Most of the caravan, like Armando Calindra's, never lived in the U.S.
We are a big family. My children are young, and we are looking for the American dream.
So right now we're in southern Mexico, literally about 2,000 miles to the border at San Diego, or 1,000 miles to McAllen, Texas. Some will walk, they'll hitchhike when they can, catching a ride in the back of a pickup truck or a flatbed, or they'll do this. They'll pay about $1.50 to $2 a person and get in one of these taxi vans and literally hopscotch town to town, sleeping each night, walking a little bit, all the way through Mexico to the U.S. border. Now, there's a train they can catch not far from here, but it's dangerous. So the farther we go north, the caravan will likely splinter. Some will go towards the east, but the majority, we're told, will go west to Tijuana, and that is where some will cross illegally. Others, like this family, will ask for asylum. Are you worried at all about not being allowed in?
Yes, a lot, because it is a long way with the children for nothing.
So the goal tomorrow is a town called Arriaga. It's 62 miles, but it is also home to La Bestia, the Beast, the train we talked about. It will cover in 1 hour what it takes 1 day to walk. Now, Mexico promised the U.S., we're told, that they would try to disrupt the train service to thwart the caravan, but many migrants here tell us, Brett, they're going to try to take it. So the untold story is this continues. Back to you.
What Mexico does or does not do is important in this story. William, as always, thank you. We take a closer look tonight at just what those additional U.S. military personnel will be asked to do at the southern border, what they can do, and what the president hopes to accomplish. Here's correspondent Jillian Turner.
But wait till you see what happens over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see a very secure border. You just watch.
Officials confirmed to Fox News they received marching orders from the White House last night. President Trump's deploying 800 troops to the southern border as the migrant caravans proceed through Mexico. Though they're not combat troops, when asked about their role, the president insists all options remain on the table.
They can do a lot. They're the military. Right, fellas? They're the military. They can do a lot.
But there's a clear statutory limit to what military intervention can accomplish along the border. Shutting it down requires a waiver from Congress, something the president's unlikely to get, and a presidential emergency declaration. The Homeland Security Secretary said this in an interview with Martha McCallum.
We've asked for some air support, for some logistics, some planning, vehicle barriers, engineering, ways in which we can make sure that I can protect my officers and agents as well as the ports of entry themselves.
Homeland Security officials also stressed that keeping asylum seekers out of the U.S. once they've arrived at the border is a difficult task. Once the caravan arrives, its members face what's known as the credible fear test. They've got to demonstrate their reasons for not wanting to return to their home country are legitimate. But according to U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement, quote, the extremely low bar for establishing credible fear is ripe for fraud and abuse. Our asylum system's being exploited by those simply seeking economic opportunity, not those fleeing persecution, exacerbating crisis after crisis at our southern border and keeping those who truly need asylum in the back of the line. And the numbers bear this out. The past decade has seen an exponential surge in people claiming credible fear. It jumped from 5% of migrants entering the U.S. in 2006 to 39% in 2016. Homeland Security officials say this high percentage is thanks to good organization and planning on the part of the caravans. They say these days migrants arrive prepared and oftentimes well rehearsed on how to reach that credible fear threshold. Brett?